trial. And after you demonstrate, after you, yeah, y'all tight now. Yeah. See, we can get rid of a lot of jokers in the pulpit just by putting them. Y'all know what I'm talking, man. We can weed out a whole lot of bad folk who in church leadership if we just put them on. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. And they would put you on trial. And once you demonstrated that you were committed and faithful, that you were who you said you were, then they would ordain. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Then that's when they would call the church together. That's when they would have the church meeting to give you the ordination, which is the church's approval that you have demonstrated what you said you were. You can't be nothing in church without the church backing. Come on, talk to me, somebody. You go all over the country, tell everybody in the world that you're a deacon, but if no church backs you, you ain't no. Somebody gonna understand what I'm talking about. They used to, but the church at Ephesus did not put these apostles on trial like the old school church did. They put them on trial simply by observing. Yeah, somebody know what I'm talking about. They put them on trial simply by watching. By watching them. But now, brothers and sisters, even in watching them, how could they know? I mean, how could they know? Because no one knows with absolute certainty if the Lord calls you or sends you to do anything. They cannot prove it. They cannot prove whether you have been sent, and they cannot prove you have not been sent. That's why we got so many. I mean, there's no one in this room who can say with absolute certainty that Pastor Johnson has been called and sent by Jesus Christ. You may believe that I have, and your belief may have been confirmed by the Holy Ghost. But otherwise, you do not know with absolute certainty. I mean, how could you? You wasn't there when I received the call. You wasn't there when I got the message to go ye into all the world and preach the gospel. You don't know what I heard. You don't know what I saw. And so for these apostles at the church of Ephesus, how could the church try them? What possible trial could they put them on? Well, I told you they were watching. And action always speaks louder than words. A tree is known by the fruit that it bears. Matthew chapter 7, verse number 20, Jesus said, wherefore, by their fruit ye shall know them. And so these apostles at the church of Ephesus did not demonstrate, they did not perform, they did not possess the fruits of an apostle, and thus they are false, they are counterfeit, they are posers, and they are liars. For while the definition of an apostle is one who is sent, when Jesus called the disciples together in Luke chapter 6, verse 13, he was the one who gave them the name apostle. Jesus named them. Jesus named them. Jesus named them apostles. The disciples did not call themselves. Somebody gonna hear this. The disciples did not call themselves apostle, Jesus gave them the name. Yes. Gave the disciples the name apostles because Matthew chapter 10 verse 5 says, these 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them. Which means, brothers and sisters, that Jesus sent the disciples on a mission or a ministry, and that's why Jesus called them apostles, one who is sent. Mark chapter 6 verse number 7 says that Jesus sent them two by two to the lost sheep of the house of Israel to preach. And Mark then adds that Jesus gave them power. Gave them power over unclean spirits. He gave them power. He didn't just send them, but he gave them power. He didn't just send them, he gave them power. He didn't just send them, he gave them power. What I'm trying to tell you is that an apostle of Jesus Christ is sent on a mission to preach the lost souls, and Jesus gives them power. Matthew says that the apostles had the power to heal the sick, to cleanse the lepers, to raise the dead, to cast out devils or demons, and to lead peace in whatever house they entered into. I wish I had a picture. That's why, brothers and sisters, the lame man in Acts chapter 3 was able to rise up, walk, and run, is because as an apostle of Jesus Christ, Peter and John had power. That's why Acts chapter 5 verse number 12 reads, and by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people, because Jesus gave his apostles power. I wish I had some help. That's right. That's how Paul in Acts chapter 16 verse 18 was able to cast the demons out of the little maid girl, because as an apostle of Jesus Christ, Paul had power. And these apostles in Ephesus could not do what the apostles did do. They could not heal the sick. They could not cleanse lepers. They could not raise the dead. They could not cast out demons. They could not do what the apostles did because they had no power. Just like the 7 sons of Sceva, not too long ago in this same city of Ephesus, tried to cast out evil spirits. Acts chapter 19 verse 13 says, they told the evil spirit, we adjure you by Jesus, whom Paul preached. Verse 15, and the evil spirit answered and said, Jesus, I know. Paul, I know. But who? Verse 16, and the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded. Verse 17, and this was known to all the Jews and the Gentiles also dwelling in Ephesus. They could not do it because they had no power. They had no power. They had no power.